Is Foxtrot ever funny?
There's a sale at Sears Roebuck for that cream for piles.
Looks like a scorcher today.
I can't believe this Archduke Ferdinand assassination business.
Can you believe these gas prices?
Did you see that they're transferring Casey Jones to the Toledo Mudhens? I love that team.
I don't watch sports.
Isn't it strange that in King Solomon's Mine, Allan Quatermain led Jesse Houston to the Diamonds, but he was the one who ended up Sharon Stone.
Why do you say that? Why? Why do you say that? Why?
Since the earliest days of movie making, the genre of the Lost World and its prehistoric denizens is one that always seems to die out, only to be rediscovered once again. From B-movies and cult films to modern blockbusters, we are the raiders of the lost genre.
Hey, Dave.
Hey, man, what's up?
It is time to return, I'm afraid, to the H.O. Rider Haggard world of Allan Quatermain and that guy,
Stone?
Richard, yeah, her too, Richard Stone and Richard Chamberlain.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so it's the sequel. The
Right.
sequel to King Solomon's Mines, Allan Quatermain and the Lost City of Gold.
So here's the thing about the first one we watched, King Solomon's Mine. It felt like a long time. With the benefit of hindsight and forgetting all the slow parts, I remember Richard Chamberlain being at least a dazzling, charismatic figure for what he was given.
Yeah.
So when we're looking at this now,
I mean, they filmed both films concurrently. The second one is definitely the lesser of the two, but it has James Earl Jones.
Same director
and it has,
as the first?
Same director, I believe, but I could be wrong. And it has Cassandra Peterson, a.k.a. Elvira, as Queen of the Lost Land. So we got that going for us.
she's like an ancient horror host.
Right. Before she was ancient, but during her time as a horror host, I think. I'm not even sure.
Here's the one question I hope we get answered. Since they essentially found the diamonds and are rich from the first one,
Right. Does this pick up where the last one left off? Why aren't they home already? Et cetera, et cetera. I do not know. Let us find out, Dave.
also we're working backwards. Gold comes after diamonds.
That's true. That's a good point.
Or no, before.
What about platinum?
Hi, I'll be your host, Vincent Price. Oh, man.
To pursue the dream of a lifetime.
I mean, again.
Allan Quatermain. The odds are against them.
I'm Movie Voice, and this is a movie that you won't see. In fact, nobody saw it.
Well, you watched the first one, and the cast is back for the sequel. So strap in for the further adventures of Allan Quatermain and the Lost City of Gold.
Judging by that ass, I'm going to say that's Sharon Stone.
Via the Golden Globus cash grab of 1986.
Ooh, hey, I don't think she's wearing a bra.
Richard Chamberlain and Sharon Stone return to the roles that nearly nabbed them Razzies and continue their trek through the African jungles of yesteryear. This time, they've brought along Darth Vader and Elvira, so that's a thing.
This big jungle is so hot. You shouldn't have bit your finger.
Yeah, that really hurt. No wonder you screamed. Okay, it's fruit.
Tomatoes? That
For a
looks like
second, I thought that he shot a bird and
Yeah.
it exploded.
All right. Tomatoes.
Best-selling classic novel. How do we sell this a little bit harder?
We best sell it.
Quatermain and Jesse, having survived their quest to King Solomon's Mines,
My Amazon package came.
are living in colonial Africa and preparing to leave for America, there to be wed at Jesse's insistence.
Definitely not wearing a bra.
I got a vine you can swing on. Hey, come back!
Quatermain is relieved when adventure and death stumble onto his door in the form of a man from Quatermain's missing brother's crew of treasure hunters.
My beloved brother.
His killers are dispatched, but the man soon dies of his wounds.
Dog barks in the distance.
Shawarma? I love that shit.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
I think there should be a movie where every character the main character comes into contact with is sick and dies at the end of their soliloquy. Again? Jesus Christ!
And they never quite give that last clue that they were about to give.
Next guy starts with the last one left off.
One thing's for sure, the fever didn't kill him.
Going from bed to bed to get the whole story.
Before he buys the proverbial farm, he informs Quatermain that his brother Robeson is alive and still at the legendary Lost City of Gold.
Do you think he found it?
What do you make of this?
Sweet graphics.
This knife. What do you think?
The phallus is amazing.
Look at the head on this thing, all swollen up like that.
You gotta be careful you look through that peephole, set your turban on fire.
3 years ago, sir, a man fell in his doorway with great fever and many itches. He had such a coin.
Oh yeah, the man of many itches. Legend spoke of him.
While Jessie fumes that her own wedding bliss is now ruined by the needs of others, Quatermain preps for an expedition.
Maybe she'll be so mad she'll just rip her own clothes off.
My brother still may be out there. I've got to look for him. I found Swarma, he told me. Sort of.
I mean, P.S. It's nice we fuck, but it's my brother.
I just don't think I'm being unreasonable. Do you think I'm being unreasonable?
I do not speak English.
He needs me.
Yeah, keep going. Don't stop there. Take it all off.
Take that, you expensive ass hat.
Oh yeah, this
What the
movie
fuck?
just got so much better.
Fearless fighting friend Umslapagas agrees to help, along with guru and gold expert Swarma, and several red shirts in the form of Askari warriors.
Slopagas.
Hey, she didn't pay.
She's white.
This music is a little too peppy for this.
Really, really selling the scene here.
Yeah, chop those motherfucking vines.
The party traverses a desert, and then the underground rivers of Africa, fending off tribal hunters that manage to kill several of Quatermain's warriors.
Oh, you can do it, dude. Come on. Stop racking yourself and climb.
That's his thing.
Yeah.
Jamming
He's
his
self-aggrandizing
nuts
on his genitals.
Walls of Jalpura.
They swarm a nice work. For a while, I thought we'd end up in Cleveland.
Proof that only a fool questions the wisdom of Swarma.
Proof that even a blind monkey sometimes finds a banana.
We have a similar saying about squirrels and nuts in America.
Umslapagas and his mighty axe defend our heroes.
Whoa! Hey, that's not something you see every day.
No hurry.
That's all right. Take your time.
Unfortunately, the simpering Swarma also survives.
Warned of this, the ground devouring intruders.
Which Muppet is voicing this guy?
The golden orb, tempting the fates.
Oh, bork, bork, bork.
Yeah, he's like this close to the Swedish chef. Sweet Jesus!
However, did I see that coming?
Well, you've probably seen a movie before.
Oh!
Jesus!
He disarmed him.
Scylla and Charybdis, this ain't.
Models, those are.
Splash Mountain! Yay!
All right, woo, made it all the way to the log flume.
Hey, there's Brer Rabbit!
Watch your head. Please make sure your seatbelts are fastened. Keep arms and legs inside the ride at all times.
All participants are in the splash zone.
Wow. Flying penis. You gotta look out for those. Especially in Africa.
Yeah, you know, there's no reason to stop, explain, let the audience in on what anything is.
Pretty sure we're in Carlsbad. Take your time.
Push him in there, push him in. Just fix the movie and push him in.
That
was an odd jump cut.
Yeah, it was. He literally stopped at the edge.
Oh, it's a comedy. It's gonna be a puppy, right? Or it's like a little kitten.
Oh no,
shit!
That's a full-size cat. Totally shot that stock footage.
This gun turned it into a mummy. What?
Wow.
What?
Isn't this Piranha 2?
Somebody released a bunch of wind-up toys. What the hell?
Emerging from the jungle, not far from Victoria Falls apparently, the survivors behold a lost city with golden doors, roads, and statues adorning its rooftops.
Shawarma's going through an update.
It's just somebody's house in Africa.
Yeah, it's just a rich dude.
Simba! You killed my son!
It also has citizens of a lost white tribe who seem kind and clueless to the point of probably inbreeding.
Bring back to us. Bring back to us.
Robeson is there and alive, and he explains that the city is ruled by two rival sisters.
Oh, give me a break with this shit.
I remember this episode of TNG.
This is one where Wesley falls in the flowers.
That's the one.
It's a land of supermodels.
Sweet Nyleptha
Say, I recognize that cleavage.
I like how they carved out a notch of her belly button.
and greedy Sorayas, who seems strangely mute for a valley girl based on a Frazetta painting.
Fucking African Jim Jones?
Egon is more interested in the power of gold than in the great spirit of our temple. You must be tired. You must rest and refresh.
It was a sacrifice. You don't know how things are done around here.
No, but whatever you do, don't drink the Kool-Aid.
She's in cahoots with High Priest Aegon, whom all others fear.
Oh, God. Every second he's on screen is agony.
He's the Jar Jar of this movie, it's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
He seems hell-bent on power and killing, which means Quatermain must stop him and free the city of presumed oppression or something.
Whoa! He ripped off Vincent Price's shtick in House of Wax!
Right?
You admire the gold statue?
Oh, come on. Give me a shawarma statue.
Quite a piece of art. Very realistic.
Of course.
What is the fucking point of this movie?
Oh, it's a lifetime's worth of study.
It's Nasta. He lives in the mountains with a small army to protect the city's only open border.
Hey, stop lagging back there. Stop being such a gold brick.
He raises the tribe against the evil power couple, who bring forth a rival gang to do battle for the city. Shenanigans ensue.
Hey, I cannot work with this man. He is impossible.
And the slowest battle ever commences.
As the slaughter reaches laughable levels for a PG film,
They're fighting us with the riches we're trying to steal. This seems counterintuitive. Thank you, Lucky Bra.
Quatermain uses Umslopogos's axe to channel lightning and melt the gold-topped city's battlements.
Oh, wow.
What?
So, it's heavy metal now?
We're releasing the power of Grayskull, possibly?
What? So it's hot enough to make the gold melt off of the city, but not so hot that he's just gonna roast alive up there.
All with the power of cartoon electricity?
The liquid metal rains down on the villains, freeing the city.
I mean, as golden showers go.
I mean, nothing's been explained thus far, so I shouldn't be surprised, but what the fuck? What? Oh, look at the strings!
Jesus.
What?
Wow. This is the weirdest porno I've ever seen.
Reverse cowgirl was invented here! Wow.
Part 2 of what was intended to be a trilogy of films based on the H. Rider Haggard novel's Hero, Lost City of Gold is both better and far more of a train wreck than its predecessor.
Oh, Shawarma's still alive.
God damn it.
James Earl Jones is suitably badass as Umslabagas, but isn't given enough screen voice, and Cassandra Elvira Peterson's Sorias literally has no lines. Meanwhile, character actors like Henry Silva and the extras chew the scenery, which is comprised of both decent set pieces and shoddy cheap-outs, all while the narrative gets lost worse than the titular city.
What?
Jerry Goldsmith's score from King Solomon's Mine is mostly recycled as well. Despite all this cost-cutting and Indiana Jones-esque adventuring, the film performed poorly.
This could be it.
Great.
Somehow, Sharon Stone's career survived through this, Action Jackson, and Police Academy 4 to rise with 1990's Total Recall. Feel free to pass this one up.
We're recording, which means it's time to talk about Allan Quatermain and the Lost City of Gold.
Okay.
Pretty sure not the same director as King Solomon's Mines. I'm gonna say no.
It does feel different.
Yeah, it does. It has none of the close-ups. It has none of the cohesion.
No.
I mean, the first one is at least.
Oh.
It's pretty standard framing, like all the time.
Yeah.
And yet you have somebody like, you know, you have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 gorgeous women in this movie, and nobody gets a close-up.
Yeah, there was no coverage. It was mediocre. I'll say that. Here's the curveball that I'm going to throw you. Better than the first. For this guy.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
As much as it sucked, it actually made it better.
Okay, time on.
Because the first one, right, it was just paint by numbers. There was no annoying side characters. There was nothing technically wrong with the film. By this one, it is nothing but a cavalcade of technical flaws, like continuity errors, like the script is fucking terrible, the acting and directing is all awful.
Yeah.
And so, when the first one that came and left barely a streak on the sheet like a white fart, this one came in and was batshit insane.
Okay.
Which made it better.
Okay.
Even though I'm still worked up by how terrible this movie was. I'm angry at it actively as I sit here. But
it's weird because I felt like it had all this potential as it started. I'm like, oh, this doesn't feel so bad.
Right.
It just goes off the rails. It tries to be adventure, and instead, it's always boring. And I mean, I get it. I totally get what you're saying, though. It's like it's because it's bad at trying to be even bad. It's hilarious. I get it.
And in hindsight, you can see that.
Yeah.
We're looking at this thing, and in the first one, they explain every boring thing they did.
Yeah, no. This explains nothing and makes 0 sense.
No explanation ever, and probably better for it. Because if Allan had come down off of the top of that lion, right, and he hands James Earl Jones back his giant axe, and he goes, you know what? The reason that worked is I think that would have taken me out of the already terrible groove that I had finally worked myself into.
Wow. I'll give that to you. I don't agree. I think I enjoy the first one a little bit more, only because it's just so goofy. The first one's goofy. I don't know, what really bothers me about this one is it's like, it can't even find its tone.
Never.
It's like you have these adventure sequences where it's like it's okay to chop off somebody's arm or chop off the heads of like these weird creatures and puppets, and then you get to the end, and the end is where it becomes boring. Like the action is just like people kind of moving towards one another. and then a bunch of people sort of getting melted by a golden city that's melting. What?
It felt like a grandmother knitting a Christmas sweater, right?
Oh, and she strokes out halfway through. Yeah.
This was her second sweater, and somewhere around here she goes, and it's no longer reindeer and snowflakes, but it's like a horrible tapestry of awful colors. And you're like, why is this fucking happening to me?
Wow.
And that's what it has going for it. Because the first half of the movie is our standard stock cut. Like, here we are, these are our characters, we're getting to know them again, more boring walking and or boating and or whatever. But then when that goes, it's like,
oh God, yeah. And then you have Cassandra Peterson without a line?
No,
what is that? It's like, why even have her in the movie? It's like, we shipped you all the way to Africa for what? Your body?
The blonde unknown woman talks her ass off.
Yeah.
It says nothing of importance.
Oh yeah, yeah. And has nothing of the like expression of Cassandra Peterson.
Yeah.
AKA Elvira.
Elvira.
Yeah.
All of our characters just showed up to sort of fill space, which was also what was
You have one of the
like,
grandest speakers of all time, James Earl Jones, and he gets what, like 10 lines?
Basically.
Yeah.
there are tons of things that were ripped off wholesale for this, which I think also helps it.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to be lazy, make it transparent, because then it is at least funny. So, yeah.
No, instead we're like, just reducing ourselves to shawarma, being you know, the comic relief. It's like, I want a comic relief all over this movie.
Because Benny from The Mummy, you go, he
again.
is funny.
Why does Benny work?
I don't know.
I gotta hand it to that guy. It's like somewhere between the directing, the writing, and the acting of that guy playing Benny. They looked at every looked at every movie like this and said, no, we can do it right. No, trust me, we can do it right.
I think 99, 95% of it editing. This was fucking day after day of shawarma going.
I didn't catch the running time.
144 minutes.
Yeah, that was
hour and 45, I think, or something close to that.
Yeah. All right. So on the Hans Schiefelmeter, where would you place?
This is going to be an upset because I'm stuck. It does the second half and all of its crazy shit make up for the first half, where it's like, we need the gold. Oh, we got it. So it's bouncing between a 2 and a 3.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's batshit insane, and that's the 2 part, but it's also standard stock boring, which is the 3. Put it in context, compared to the first one, I'm going to make it a 2.
Okay, all right.
It was enjoyable, but it was a slow burn to get to that crazy boil.
Fair enough. But, you know, at least the pasta ended up tender, right?
Al dente, baby.
Okay, it's exciting enough to me that it's not a 5, but it's a 4 to me.
This movie is sitting down at a mediocre restaurant, having a guy in a semi-dirty tux bring out a nice big silver platter of food, right? And they go, it's a nice mediocre meal. And that's the first half of the movie. Dude comes out of the kitchen, you see him, there's all your food steaming, and then like halfway through he trips and spills it all over you.
Well, not all of it, though. He spills like half of it on the table, so you know it's at least salvageable, but the other half is all over you.
Yeah, and the rest of your dining experience is simultaneously trying to eat the crap that you can salvage from the table while the bumbling waiter tries to dab at your crotch with a wet rag.
It's kind of true.
It's like, what the fuck? But, you know, I can't say that getting your crotch dabbed by a wet rag while you're trying to eat a destroyed meal wasn't at least semi-enjoyable.
Yeah.
That's why I'm keeping in mind of it, too.
La Reina Niletta.
Wow. People love my letter.
Shitty.
Well, Dave, now that we finished shooting another episode of Raiders of the Lost Genre, what did you really think about the film?
I think it sucked. I think I've got a lot more important things to do with my time, if you know what I mean. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it wasn't really that bad, was it? Dave? Dave? What the...